Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Spike. My name is Martin. I am. Looks like I'm alone today, so it's all good. Some emergencies supposedly happened. I'm not exactly quite sure what exactly happened. I'm going to do the best I can with this hotel shitty internet. So, talking about we're talking about the Cowboys, Washington, the Commanders, Eagles, and the Giants. So basically, everyone in the NFC East. Um, and I will, like I said, I will try my best as long as the internet doesn't cut out on me. I will try and just talk about the Cowboys and probably the Commanders and Eagles and Giants, like I said. So let's get started. Right now, um, coming into the season, I'm gonna start with the Cowboys. Look, last year with Dak Prescott being healthy, we thought that they would probably look like a true Super Bowl team. Um, but that wasn't the case. They went 12-5, probably and to win the division. And despite all that, the Cowboys do Cowboys things. They 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 can't finish playoffs. And as much as I like to watch them, I loved watching them last season. Last season was a really cool treat to watch them go all out, especially with the rookie Mika Parsons. He was really fun to watch. But uh, but yeah, so let me see here. I'm trying to pull up the roster so I can. Here we go. Should be live, right? All right. So, anyways, let's look at the. So I think the biggest move that they had to make was losing Amari Cooper. That essentially gives Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb the go-to guys like automatically. They did draft a receiver, and I'll get into that later on here. But I do believe that with Mika Parsons and their corner Calvin Joseph, I think, and Trayvon Diggs, I think we're going to see some good defense again. Um, making some moves there on both offense and defense when it came to the draft. These guys had about almost 8 to 9 picks going into the draft. So pretty excited about that. So let's talk about the draft here. What did the Cowboys do? The Cowboys, what they essentially did was they grabbed Tyler Smith, offensive tackle out of Tulsa. Really strange. I felt like they had a better opportunity at someone better, but they went with Tyler Smith. He does replace that tackle that they need. Um, and then in the second round, they went with Sam Williams, linebacker out of Ole Miss. And then Jalen Tolbert, South Alabama wide receiver at pick 88. That one's pretty interesting to me because he could potentially be the number two guy behind CeeDee Lamb. Now, a lot of people probably don't know exactly who he is, but Jalen Tolbert did pretty good at South Alabama. He's a pretty tall receiver. I think he'll be a good complement there with Michael Gallup. I mean, potentially he'll probably shade off more off of Michael Gallup, so maybe we see um, more work out of Michael Gallup, and hopefully we see a healthy Michael Gallup because that's has been struggling his whole career. He always gets injured, stuff like that. So, and then in the fourth round, which is really weird, they went with Jake Ferguson out of Wisconsin, a tight end. Uh, I guess why not get another tight end behind Schultz, just in case for added depth. And then in the fifth round, they had a lot of fifth rounders, guys. They had about one, two, three, four fifth rounders: offensive tackle, corner, linebacker, and defensive tackle. So they went both offense and defense here. Starting with the first offensive guy from the pick from Cleveland, Matt Waletzko, offensive tackle, North Dakota. And then they went with corner with Dayron Bland, Fresno State. Damone Clark, I'm surprised they got him all the way this late. Damone Clark, we actually showcased him in one of our episodes on the Dynasty Pylon. Um, that one, we have, I think he was ranked our number 4 guy out of LSU, so we liked him a lot. Um, so check his video out if you interested in that. It's on Dynasty Pylon. Not if you're on the Nerd Huddle, go ahead check out Dynasty Pylon. Dynasty Pylon. And speaking of, if you want our latest video, we have a link in the description with our new. I don't know if it's on this one or not. Forgot to add it. I don't know if Tank added our new league in there, but we're starting a new IDP league, which is an 18-man league. So if you guys are interested in that, it's going to be elimination. So guillotine league. It's not. I'll add it later. Or if you want to go to Dynasty Pylon, the last episode, I have the description there down below. Basically, it's an 18-man league, guillotine league. So if you're not familiar with IDP, it's a good start. If you're not that great at it, it's fine. You get eliminated pretty quickly though, but it won't be harsh, and you'll still stick around. You'll be in the league, just you won't have a team to manage. So get a learning experience. Anyways, the Cowboys, these guys, fifth rounder, and let's mention the sixth rounder, Devin Harper, another linebacker out of Oklahoma State. Pretty solid, pretty good. But again, fifth rounder, sixth rounder, seventh rounders. These guys, it's really difficult for these guys to actually make rosters or even get a starting chance. Sometimes you find them. I do believe in like fifth rounders sometimes. Like I think Damone Clark will probably be a potential starter right away. I don't know much longer Van Der Esch is going to be there, but I think that Damone Clark, Van Der Esch, and Micah Parsons, they're being as linebackers, can easily make some noise. Depending on how they choose to use Micah Parsons this year, he could be an edge, outside linebacker or something like that. So he's a very versatile type guy. So we'll see what the Cowboys do. I'm excited for the Cowboys. I'm kind of glad in a way that I am alone today, because I don't have to deal with the other guys' BS. And they'll say all kinds of crazy stuff on Dallas Cowboys. I think I'm the only one who actually likes them. I know Mark doesn't like them at all because, well, he's a Commanders fan, so he's gonna bash on these guys regardless. I know Brian doesn't like them for some reason, but it's fine. I can believe in them. I think yeah, it's gonna happen at some point. At some point, they're gonna make playoffs and they're gonna turn it around. But they're pretty good. So let's talk about their depth chart. Obviously, we all know CeeDee Lamb's going to be number one guy, and then Michael Gallup, and then they acquired James Washington. Interesting pick for me. He might be relevant, but I still think Jalen Tolbert might actually make a name for himself. So we'll see how that happens. James Washington probably be a really good slot receiver for Prescott, and so I'm excited to see what that offense is going to. And don't forget, Semi Fehoko is still there too, and he was last year's fifth round pick receiver, and he's a pretty tall guy too. So we'll see what they do offensively with their weapons. If Dak Prescott can stay healthy, he was last year. So I think with those weapons and including with Dalton Schultz, he has pretty much the same amount of good weapons. Well, maybe not the same amount. Slight downgrade. Losing Amari Cooper is going to hurt them a little bit. I know that for sure. But I think CeeDee Lamb's going to have to step it up. He's no Amari Cooper, but he's also CeeDee Lamb. I think CeeDee Lamb is his own special talent, is his own special skills set, like where he can either exceed Amari Cooper eventually, talent-wise, or be just as good as him. I do believe in him, but we'll have to see it. And I think this might be the year where he's going to have to step it up and shine for sure. Dak Prescott's protection. Let's talk about that. Tyler Smith, Tyler Beres, and Matt Farniok. A lot of Tyrellers there, but Zach Martin and then Terrence Steele. Same. It seems like the same line except for Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith, they added a first round draft pick, a 22nd pick. So the line's pretty solid. It's still good. I don't think they're going to have an issue with protection at all. And if they do, then it's probably due to injury or something like that. The only issue I think I have in this offense is what are they going to do with Zeke? Um, he's getting up there, and it looks like he's losing that touch that we're used to. I'm so used to seeing we're used to seeing Zeke just being the dominant one there. So hopefully my volume's working. Yep, it is. All right, cool. So yeah, real quick test. So it's I don't know what's going to happen with this offense. It looks like all four of these teams are going to be really close, as they usually are. This is one of the funnest divisions to watch. So I won't be surprised if the Eagles take it, or the Commanders potentially take. Yeah, like I think yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I think it'd be the Cowboys and Eagles being over the top, and then followed closely by Washington. The Giants, they just have some bad luck. They really have some bad luck. This draft was amazing. They did really great, but they just got the worst luck I've ever seen in any football terms of these teams or whatever. So, um, all right. So since I'm talking about the Giants, let's transition to the Giants. So the Giants, I mean, we've been talking about the line for years now. So they finally got a really good, decent draft. I love their draft. Entering 2022 draft as one of the worst teams in the league. Finishing, what was it, 4-13. Joe Judge was there. I think I had a whole episode of the Giants, myself and Mark, on Dynasty Pylon. Um, a whole episode about the Giants. So check that out if you just want. If you're a Giants fan, you just want to talk about Giants, or listen to what we said about Giants. Um, we get more in depth with that one. So I'm just going to briefly say what might happen. I know we talked about changing quarterback coaching. So Judge was fired and replaced with former Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator Brian DeBall. So we'll see how that goes. Um, can he transform Daniel Jones into? I'm not saying another Josh Allen. There's no way. I don't ever see that happening. But we might see a better Daniels. We don't know. Time will tell. Hopefully, I'd like to see if he actually can do it. I mean, watching Daniel Jones run is hilarious. I still laugh at that, like, what is it, 80, 90 yard break that he had last season. Um, still a really good one. So and then he trips like, what, 10 yards out from scoring the touchdowns. Nobody touched him. So we'll see how it plays out for them in his ball set skills. So but as for the Giants, the draft was amazing. Um, they started off with Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon. Really good pick. A lot of people were fading him because he has other interest outside of football. Like, come on, like, you're gonna blame a guy for having interest outside of football? Like, I understand maybe that doesn't look right for them. Oh, he's not focused on football. Look, I don't care. Just because he's thinking about the future, he's young. He's smart. He's thinking about the future. That's fine. Let him do what he got to do. If he quits on football, he'll quit on football. But I'm pretty sure he'll at least fulfill his 4 years. So in these next 4 years, you're going to utilize one of the great defensive end coming into this draft. I mean, last year this time he was talking about number one, and then Aiden Hutchinson kind of immersed a little bit as the season went on. So with Kayvon Thibodeau, I think it was a good pick for them. I think he should be really good, solid defensive end there for them. And then their second pick, which was 2 picks later in the first round, Evan Neal. Evan Neal, oh my God, I think they got the best offensive lineman in the draft. I'm surprised he fell all the way to the seventh. I'm pretty sure he should have been like fourth or fifth pick, but he didn't. Um, the Panthers had the first pick, I believe, with when it came to um, offensive linemen. I could be wrong. I'm not looking at the draft right now, but I do apologize if I'm wrong. But I do think that Evan Neal was probably the best one, and out of Alabama, and that should be a really good right away asset to Daniel Jones. That was the Justin Fields pick that they used from last season from the Chicago Bears. So that one right there, Evan Neal, definitely give Daniel Jones extra protection. So I like that. Then we got Wandale Robinson in the second round. I'm not too big on this pick. This pick was very interesting. I'm not big on Wandale Robinson. Uh, I'm not big on him at all. Like because why? Well, he's small, so he's fast. He's really fast, and he's got good ball skills, and he's elusive. He's quick with cutting in and out of jukes and stuff. But I, I I see him as a kick return man. I mean, maybe they got this guy to replace Kadarius Toney. I know Kenny Galladay's pretty much over. Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton, they're getting up there too. Um, I just think that they could have drafted a bigger receiver. I don't think he's gonna his size. He's super small. I can't remember. I think he's like 5'9", 5'8". I don't think that's gonna transition very well. But I know they made this pick because they're having Kadarius Toney issues. He doesn't seem focused. In my opinion, he's probably still, living the life right now, focusing on his music career maybe. But it doesn't seem like the Giants believe in him. Um, as much as I love Kadarius Toney, he's a really interesting player to watch. He's quick. Uh, he's electrifying. Watching him just dodge, tackles like juking him is nuts. I love watching him, but again, if he's not committed to as much as the Giants are committed to him, then it's going to create conflict. So there you go. Wandale Robinson, best of luck. I just don't know how it's going to play out with them. Let's continue with the draft here. They went with North Carolina guard Joshua Izudu. Good for them. Like I said, fix that line. Get give Daniel Jones some more time. Um, I like what they did. I really do. And then another third round pick, Cordell Flott, cornerback out of LSU. Um, Another good corner. I mean, not as good as Stingley because he was the main guy there, but opposite side of him, Cordell Flott definitely worth a pick there. Help with that DB situation, and then Daniel Bellinger, tight end out of San Diego. Uh, they're gonna need him only because they have to replace Evan Ingram. But then they have Ricky Seals Jones. I get it. And then Jordan Atkins too. But Jordan, who knows? Like I think Daniel Seals it might be. Sorry, Ricky Seals Jones. Um, it's hit or miss. He's good because he was with the Cardinals. He was pretty good, and went to Washington. And he was pretty good. But some of the plays, it was just like, well, what are you doing? Like, how'd you not catch that? I don't know. We'll see. Supposedly he's the starter right now, but Daniel Bellinger gets in. I wouldn't be surprised. But anyways, so safety, Iowa, Dane Belton out of the fourth round, another fourth round they had. So essentially they had two firsts, a second, two thirds, two fourths, three fifths, and a sixth. So Dane Bolden at safety at Iowa, probably going to start right away. Um, I would not be surprised if we see his name running around down the field. And these next few guys, I don't think will probably make uh, big impacts. But linebacker at Indiana, Michael McFadden, defensive tackle out of Arizona State, DJ Davidson, North Carolina, another guard, Marcus McKeithen, and then linebacker at Cincinnati, Darren Beavers. Um, these guys are gonna have to work a little bit, but I don't think they're gonna have that opportunity, and especially with preseason only being 3 weeks. I mean, maybe we see them then, but um, making the actual roster probably, but I'm not too sure if we're gonna see them like starting anytime soon. Like I said, fifth rounders and on, it's really hard. So um, it's going to be interesting for the Giants. Um, Let's see. So I think let's see here. So let me get the Giants roster real quick. I think I got it here. Share screen, just so you guys can see what I'm looking at. But here's what I have as their starting lineup as depth as of now. I don't think it's gonna change much, but we'll see as of now. That's the Cowboys. My bad. Right? Oh, I'm right. I'm running off my laptop, so sorry. So I'm surprised this internet's in the hotel hasn't cut out on me yet. But all right, so defensively, Darren Williams, Justin Ellis, Dexter Lawrence, Azeez Ujulari, and Tommy, if you're watching right now, but good luck. We had a viewer, Tommy from Dynasty Pylon. He said that he was going to get 10 sacks. I do not see it. There's too many cooks in the kitchen here. So Tate Crowder, Blake Martinez is back. Kayvon Thibodeau, Aaron Robinson, Julian Love, Xavier McKinney, Andre Jackson, and Darren Holmes. These guys are all going to beat up. So we'll see how it goes. I don't think Azeez Ojulari is going to get 10 sacks or higher, but it's a very good possibility. So, yeah. So let's talk about Barkley. Barkley, one of my favorite running backs when healthy. I love watching him. He's such an athlete. He's such a good player. But the thing is, he can't stay on the field. His rookie year, he showed lightning. He was lightning fast. He's quick. He had strength. He was just everything you wanted as a running back. But in the last 3 seasons, it's like, dude, what you're made out of paper, man. I don't get it. And then got Matt Breida behind him, and Gary Brightwell, Antonio Williams. These guys, I don't know. Matt Breida, it's going to be Matt Breida and Barkley. If you're in your draft and you get Barkley, I would consider getting Matt Breida right behind him if these in your draft coming up. Whenever you have those drafts, I know they're going to come back. They're going to come running around here next couple months. But if I'm getting Barkley, I wouldn't hesitate to get Matt Breida later in the rounds. So just to be safe, if you really believe in the Giants running game. So, anyways, that's it for the Giants. Moving on to the Dallas. No, I said Dallas Cowboys. Let's move on to the Washington Commanders. Talk about them for a little bit. So Washington Commanders, I know. Let's see here. Ooh, let me pull them up real quick. How many picks did they have? 1, 2, 3, 4. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 5s and 2 7s. Okay, so no 6. Okay. Look, Washington Commanders, they had an interesting offseason actually. They lost Ryan Fitzpatrick. But they traded for Carson Wentz. And a lot of people don't believe in him, and it's hard to believe in a guy when he's just not doing so great in the last couple of seasons. But do we see Carson Wentz of old in the Eagles? I don't know. Maybe we see him there. But again, it's Carson Wentz. I kind of want to believe in him still. I really hope that he can do something. But we're all losing faith in him. If not, you've already lost faith in him probably 2 seasons ago. So yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But Tyler Heineke, they re-signed him. He's going to be their backup. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets there. And then they went with one of the draft picks, who I personally like in the 5th round. I'll talk about him here coming up. But it didn't go so well with them last season. Last season, we expected them to be just this monster, right? This defensive monster with a nice complementary offense. And that's what I thought coming in last season. And that was not the case, unfortunately. So we'll see how they go this following season. With the draft, they ended up They ended up getting in the first round Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. And this this first round draft pick traded from New Orleans to Indianapolis to Philadelphia to them. Um, I think Jahan Dotson may potentially be wide receiver number one. Terry McLaurin has his injury, his issue with whatever is going on with him. It would not surprise me that we see Jahan Dotson as wide receiver number one for quite some time, at least for the first 6 weeks. We'll see. So he's an interesting pick for me. I would not hesitate to draft him in my draft. Um, I won't take him early, but maybe like 5th round or 6th round, assuming that you got your first 2 receivers. But yeah, I would not hesitate to get Jahan Dotson. And some people might say that's early, but this is how much I believe in him. So we'll see how that goes with him. And then the 2nd round, they grabbed defensive tackle out of Alabama. The two Alabama guys back to back on their 2nd and 3rd pick. So Fedarian Mathis, defensive tackle, should be a good asset there. And then Alabama running back Brian Robinson. So let's talk about Antonio Gibson for a little bit. Banged up last season, hurt, but he was still getting it done. And then they went on bye week, and then they came back, and boy, was he looking like the Antonio Gibson we expected him to be. So I'm really hoping that with this offseason, he's rested up. He got whatever he needed to get fully 100% healthy. Which is interesting to me, because if I remember, it was a fractured shin, like a hairline. That kind of requires a cast, but nowhere did we hear anything about a cast at all in the off season, which kind of worries me. Hairline fractures don't just go away. Like, if at some point, uh, supposedly if it's cracked, it's still gonna open up a little bit. So we'll see how his shin holds up, but hasn't been healthy, and it kind of worries me. But he's such a good running back, and I would not be surprised if they use him between the trenches and then Brian Robinson there at the goal line and just rob him of his touchdowns. There's another guy I would probably, if I'm going to draft him in my draft, I would probably get Brian Robinson as a good handcuff later in the draft. Kind of like with Saquon. So careful with Gibson this year. At the same time, I'm excited for him. So we'll see how that goes. And then the 4th round, starting it off at 113, Louisiana safety Piercy Butler. I don't know why they made a safety pick. I feel like they already have safeties there. They got Cameron Curl back there, and Bobby McCain came out of nowhere, and then Kendall Fuller. They lost their Pro Bowler, Landon Collins, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So it's interesting that they got him here, and I don't know why, because they still had Christian Holmes, who they also drafted like late in the round too, like round 7 or something like that. So let's see. So Sam Howell, the Carolina picks that got traded to the Jacksonville, that got traded to the Commanders. I do like Sam Howell. He was actually one of my favorite quarterbacks coming into this season, or this draft. Last year, this time, we were talking about him being the number 1 quarterback. As the season went on, we saw that he didn't have his old weapons there in North Carolina anymore. So there was a big dramatic change in stats. But I mean, if you take a guy's weapons away from him, what is he going to play with? He doesn't have anything to throw to. So he did a lot of running. I can tell you that much. He did a lot of running. So good rushing quarterback, good thrower. I think he's accurate. I think in my opinion, he's one of my favorite quarterbacks coming in. Like I said, um, I call me crazy. I'll take him over Malik Willis. I'll take him over Kenny Pickett. I don't care what anybody says, but I would definitely take him over those guys. Um, so for me, I feel like this was a steal, and it would not surprise me if Sam Howell ends up taking over that offense next year. I don't think he's ready for this season, but I think he's ready for next season. But time will tell. Only the Commanders can tell us what they're going to do and what they're going to utilize. Especially with this next pick, Cole Turner, another tight end. Um, with him being underneath Logan Thomas, I think it should be a good role model for him. So we'll see how that goes. Cole Turner is actually my co-partner Mark's favorite tight end coming into this draft. So I'm pretty sure he was happy about that. So Chris Paul, guard out of Tulsa in the 7th round, and then Christian Holmes, like I said, corner out of Oklahoma State, giving that extra safety there. That was a depth pick. That wasn't really. I don't know why. Again, they went with him. He's listed as safety / corner. So let's talk about their depth chart real quick. Um, I guess I should probably talk about their schedule, but I can probably just wait about that because I'm running the show tonight. I don't have their schedule open. I can only run so many tabs on this crappy internet, this hotel internet. I'm scared to open up some more tabs and crash the whole stream. So it's actually doing pretty good. I'm surprised I haven't been kicked off yet. So we'll talk about the schedules later on. I think the only schedule I can probably talk about is maybe the Giants. But I already covered the Giants, so I'll wait for next week or something. We'll talk about that. Okay, so what was I gonna do? The depth chart, right? Depth chart for the Commanders. So here we are. I like to start with defense. Montez Sweat, defensive end, and then Darren Payne, and then Jonathan Allen, and Chase Young. That defensive line is supposed to be good. Last year was like what happened? It wasn't. They didn't start doing anything until after Chase Young got injured. So it makes me really weird. Like those are all 1st round picks, man. Every single one of those guys. Um, I mean, Jonathan Allen was the first one, then Darren Payne the second one, and then Montez Sweat. So every single year they've been getting a defensive player in the 1st round, and then Jermaine Davis was the last year's uh, 1st round pick, and he should be getting a bigger increased role. Cole Holcomb is still a beast. I love that guy. Cameron Crowe, Bobby McCain, Kendall Fuller, Danny Johnson. These guys, it's a stacked defense. I just don't understand what happened last season, because none of these guys were in the draft from this season. So for them to just fall off was just so bizarre. And I wish Mark was here. I wish Mark can kind of defend them, but I just what happened? What happened to the Commanders? Um, so we'll see what they do. I really hope they get their heads out of their asses and play the defense that they're supposed to be. It's a really good squad, but they just didn't show forth, and I don't know what happened. So, anyways, so let's talk about the offense. Offense, obviously Carson Wentz is there, Tyler Heineke, Sam Howell. They're good on QB in my opinion. They don't have issues there. I don't think they're gonna have issues this season. They might. There's always critics left and right, but I believe in these 3 guys. They can get this offense going. I think that's what they need. Um, all 3 of these QBs have different type of skill set, which is going to change how they utilize Antonio Gibson and J.D. McKissick and Brian Robinson. And don't forget about Jared Patterson. That guy, Chase Young, is best friend. did pretty good. So receiver-wise, they have Curtis Samuel there at the slot, John Dotson, and Terry McLaurin. You know, three good offensive weapons in my opinion. I think they'll be fine as long as they can stay healthy, especially Curtis Samuel. Cam Sims, I don't really believe in him. Diami Brown is probably the next man up. He did pretty good. I liked him. So we'll see what they do. Again, it's June, so uh, we'll see with that line. Charles Leno, Andrew Norwell, Chase Ruillard, Troy Turner, and Sam Cosme. Like it's not a bad line. Like I just don't understand what happened to this team. I don't understand it. It's beyond me. It's bizarre. I really thought that they'd make playoffs again um, with a better supposed team, right? But I guess not. So that's pretty much it for the Commanders, and then I'm gonna end it off with the Eagles. And personally, I like the Eagles with what they're doing. I A lot of it has to rely on Jalen Hurts. So much has to rely on Jalen Hurts. Um, because I'm looking at the squad. I think they are set. I think they're ready to go. And but again, if Jalen Hurts screws up, they can't do anything. I mean, they had 8 picks, right? Very very weird for them to be with that many. And they had so many multiple first round picks, and then they traded one of them to the Saints, um, which in my opinion was, or was it? No, not the Saints. It was AJ Brown, right? Yeah, AJ Brown they used for the first round pick for AJ Brown, which okay, I guess, because they drafted Jordan Davis and then used the other one for AJ Brown, and then they had a third one, right? So did they trade it to the Saints? Am I right on that one? Um, I could be right. It was the Saints, right? So it was the first round. They used Jordan Davis. In my opinion, look, he has to prove me wrong. I did not like the film I watched. So he's really good and really fast. I get it. Big. Everyone's like, oh, he's just going to destroy the line. Thing is, he's so big and powerful and that they had to double team him. When he got double team, he was just a wall. He couldn't penetrate it. He wasn't Aaron Donald. What he was good at is when the running back actually got past the line. So at that point, he had to, he can chase after him. He's pretty quick. So side to side, he can get him. But if he didn't get through that line, which is a lot of times, he didn't get that sack. But when he did, he would get the sack. So um, this is probably why I think he's soft. I don't know. He needs to get some lessons from Aaron Donald. Like, hey man, like teach me the ropes. I know you're on a different team, but I don't know. Hit him up. Do something. This man's double teamed all day, and he still gets sacked. He's one of the best defensive tackles in the league, and you're playing his position. Learn some things from him. Um, Something, Uh, I think Jordan Davis is possible. You can do it, but again, you have to prove us wrong. Prove me wrong, at least. So, anyways, that was it. With the Eagles, first round draft pick, and then second round draft pick, they went with Cameron Jurgens out of Nebraska State, good center. This guy was highly respected by Kelsey, so they went after him with Jason Kelsey's word of mouth, and they went after him. 22nd pick, uh, Cameron Jurgens, safety. Not a big guy, but he's also a quick guy, and most centers aren't that big, so he could fit in really well. Um, and then the third round, which was one of my favorite linebackers coming in, N'Kobe Dean, um, refused to get surgery on his shoulder. So a lot of teams didn't like that. He felt or is that he should heal it on his own, let it heal on it naturally. Um, if he does not, if he gets injured again, it's going to be a problem. But he's still a good linebacker. I think if that's the case, he'll get injured, get that shoulder injury surgery, and then come back, and he's going to be one of the best dominant linebackers in the league. In my opinion, I think for the first time, I feel like the Eagles actually have themselves a linebacker. So um, easy draft pick. If you're in an IDP league, I would not hesitate to draft this guy. You might not have him in your rookie year just because of injury, but if you stash him at least another season and use him next year, I think you'll have a good linebacker for many years. So and they didn't have a fourth, they didn't have a fifth, and then in the 2/6, they picked up another linebacker, Kerryon Johnson out of Kansas. Um, Good pick. They needed linebackers with N'Kobe Dean and him being there. I think it'll be okay. I know they picked up Hassan Reddick, which is kind of crazy in Kaiser White. So with Kyron Johnson coming in, learning behind these guys, it would not surprise me if they have like a rotation of between those five. N'Kobe Dean, Kyron Johnson, Hassan Reddick, T.J. Edwards, and Kaiser White. I think all three of them will just kind of rotate within each other. So, um, but I really do believe N'Kobe Dean's going to be really good. So, and then the last pick they had in the 6th round of 198, a trade that went from Jacksonville to Pittsburgh to Eagles. Grant Calcera, tight end, get a little bit of depth behind Dallas Goedert. Um, they have a lot of tight ends though. It's one of the one teams that myself and Mark actually we had a full episode on the Eagles as well not too long ago, and it was they have a lot of tight ends. They have Dallas Goedert, Jack Stoll, Tyree Jackson, um, and Grant Calcera, Richard Rodgers. Don't forget about him, and then Noah Tagari, and then on the depth chart they have J.J. Arcega-Whiteside as a tight end. That's so weird because he's a receiver. So and I'll show you I'm seeing, but I mean I'm not crazy. It says it right there. Holy crap! Am I missing comments? My bad, dude. Um, I apologize. Um, I have been I don't know how long this is ignored here, but I'm running on my laptop right now, and none of the guys are here. So who do I got? Warriors or Celtics, man? Let's go with Celtics there, man. Um, So, but thanks for joining, man. I hope. Damn. Oh, you just these just happen right now. So yeah. Um, I really wish the other guys were here. I'm alone today. Um, they're more the basketball fanatics than I am. Um, but yeah, this is talking about football today. But the Eagles, I did the NFC East, so we're talking about that right now. But I'll take Celtics on this. Um, so let me finish this up real quick, and then um, where was I? So as as defensive goes, I think the linebackers are set. I think with I was going to show. That's what I was going to do. So let me show the screen real quick, just so you show that because I was talking about JJR, so you go wide side as well as saying. Let me put that on here. There we go. All right, so I'm not crazy though. Look, so these are all their tight ends, right? And then you see JJ Arcega Whiteside over here, fifth string. Um, he should be right here or right here, in my opinion, but he's not. When the second runner here, like this should be right up in here. You know what I mean? But according to this depth chart, he's a tight end. Really weird. So speaking of the offense, Jalen Hurts, a lot of it's riding on his shoulders. Is Gardner Minshew going to be the guy to be able to do it? I don't know. I mean, he's a really good backup. He's good. He's a nice backup to have. He's not going to be a beast and just throw 400 yards with with a couple of touchdowns. No, Garner Minshew is not that guy. Um, he can hold the team. Yeah, like he's like a reliever pitcher. Like throw him in the fourth, it'll be all right if you're winning. Um, but yeah, like I said, a lot of it's going to be riding on Jalen Hurts' shoulders this season. Um, the running backs, I love Miles Sanders. He's a really good running back. I just with the Eagles staff and what they do, it's a running back by committee. Kenneth Gainwell, I don't know. He's supposed to be really good, but they don't believe in him when he's supposed to be the main guy. They throw Boston Scott and Jordan Howard out there, and they don't even play Kenneth Gainwell. Like why? I don't understand. But Jordan Howard's not there this season, so thank God, get him out of there because I'm tired of him seeing him in the Eagles and taking all the reps from Miles Sanders. And Boston Scott's still there, which kind of sucks. I'm not big on him. Um, but uh, but yeah, dude, we'll see what happens. Dallas Goedert is main tight end. We'll see how he does. I think he's going to be one of their main biggest threats there with AJ Brown. If Hurts can connect with Brown, that'd be great. They got Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins, sorry. Jalen Rager is just moving down the depth chart. This guy was supposed to be, he was a first round draft pick, 20th pick. He's supposed to be there, but he's not there at the 16th spot, right there, slot receiver. Instead, he's second. So, um, yeah, that sucks for them, at least. And I remember coming in, I believed in him too. Jalen Rager has just not fulfilled his spot. Interesting they picked. They got Zach Pascal there as well, and Craig Ward. Zach Pascal came from Indy, so we'll see how that he's been played in Indy for a while, so he's going to be in a new system, new team. So we'll see how that goes. Um, but as for the Eagles defense, this defense is disgusting in a good way for them. Um, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis is going to be underneath Hargrave, who's just as good as Fletcher Cox, in my opinion. Um, Derek Barnett, Kaiser White, TJ Edwards, Hassan Reddick, Darius Slay, Anthony Harris, Marcus Epps, James Bradbury, and Avonte Maddox. Like these guys are going to be dominant. I would hate to play these guys if I was an offensive player. Like it's just they're talented everywhere. But again, a lot of it's going to like on Jalen Hurts. This is why I think that if it's going to be the front runners, it's going to be the Eagles. It's going to be the Cowboys. It's going to be one of those two. Followed so closely by the Commanders and the Giants. They had a really good draft, but I think they're developing now, and it's going to take them a year. So we'll see how all this plays out. Um, again, um, I do apologize if anything went wrong. I really hope you guys can hear me this whole time, and I'm not just talking to myself. Um, but uh, but thank you, um, uh, thank you, Bolt Banger, for coming in, um, and join us on our other shows if you want. Some of the guys I know they love basketball. I'm like the least basketball fanatic here, so I'm really sorry. Um, but yeah, so hopefully they can come back in. I don't know what happened. I think a couple of emergencies happened, so I kind of jumped in and kind of fulfilled this. So we almost didn't do a show today, but again, I tried my best. And you value my opinions. You can say this guy's crazy, and that's fine. That's cool with me as long as you're here. Just you know, uh, if you want to hear more from us, we're pretty much here all week. I know on Dynasty Pylon we're doing a show Monday through Friday right now. We're breaking down every team. Wednesdays we're breaking down the rookies. I know on Tuesdays the guys are doing just the Bears show. Um, yeah, so if you're a Bears fan, go ahead and attend them. Um, they're they're cool, I guess. They're cool. Uh, but that's pretty much what we're doing here in Nerd Huddle. Um, uh, so so yeah, and then we're doing after Dynasty Pylon, we're doing Star Wars reviews for Kenobi. So that's always fun. I love Star Wars. If you've seen any episodes in the past, you know I love Star Wars. So, um, but yeah, no, I mean it's again, uh, NFC East today. Um, I really hope that the guys are doing good, and whatever things they have. Don't forget to uh, catch us on the other shows. Like this channel, and then um, help us get Dynasty Pylon to 200 subscribers. We are giving out a jersey once we get to that 200, and we're also doing an IDP Guillotine League, which I'll explain probably for the rest of the time being until it's filled. So if you're interested in IDP League, if you're not familiar with it, go ahead and check out our channel. Um, Basically, defensive players, man. That's where it's at. Your tackles are counted as points. Your sacks are counted as points. Yards for sacks are counted as points. Interception are counted as points. All that on top of your offense. It definitely brings a different perspective on both sides of the ball. It's really fun. I recommend it for everybody. Um, Again, uh, I'm in my hotel room, and I hope this show goes through, and I hope you guys uh, enjoyed the NFC East. I know a lot of people don't really like them, but in my opinion, I think it's one of the funnest divisions to watch because they all suck together, but they're all good together. It's just really fun. I'm obviously not an NFC fan, East fan of any of those teams. There's a few select players I like, but I'm a Falcons fan, and I know we're for the next 19 years we're gonna struggle. I get it. I get it. Uh, so, anyways, again, that's the morning spike for you. Join us next week. Hopefully the gang will be back together. I know. Oh my gosh, Tank, I forgot. I'm sorry. This is what happens when you're by yourself. Here's the schedule. Oh man! All right, let's just do it. All right, so Washington Commanders. They have Jacksonville, Detroit, Philadelphia, Dallas, Tennessee, Chicago, Green Bay, Indianapolis, Minnesota. So let's see. Win. First one's win. Oh man, I really believe the Detroit Lions are going to pull it off this year. That's going to be an interesting, very interesting one. And you know what? I think Commanders are going to go 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, 4-5. Eagles. I think they're gonna split with them. I don't know. 4-5, maybe 5-5, 6-5, 7-5, 8-5. Bye week. 8-6, 9-6, and then Cleveland 9. I think they lose that one, man. Let's go 9-7, and then with Dallas, I think they'll end it with 9-8. 9-8. I'm going 9-8 with the Commanders. Ooh, that does not look interesting. All right, 9-8 for the Commanders. Let's go with Cowboys. I almost ended the stream. Tank, I'm sorry, I did not see this, but you know what? It's fine. Do this now. I mean, you did the work. You put this in, so. All right. Again, back-to-back years, Cowboys for the Bucks. Let's see. I think they lose that one, so they'll start with 0-1. They probably look. I don't believe in the Bengals doing it again. I don't think so, but it's a very good possibility. So, with the Cowboys, that's going to be a very interesting game. But let's go 1-1. I know a lot of people aren't going to like that, but I don't care. Let's go 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. 3-2. Eagles 4-2. The damn Lions. This is an interesting one. I think they go 5-2, 6-2. Jesus, what am I, a Boys fan today? All right, and then they got the bye. We get 6-2, right? Then they go to Packers. Somehow Aaron Rodgers has the lucky juice, and I'm just gonna say 6-3 there. think they lose to them. I don't know. 6-3. Um, they could be 7-2 right there. I'm gonna go 6-3, and then ooh, 7-3, and they go back to the Giants, or they're hosting the Giants. It's away, so they're going to the Giants. So what I say, 7-3, 8-3, lose to the Colts, so 8-4, 9-4, 10-4. Eagles, they beat them 11-4. Good God, am I really putting them at 12-4, 13-4? Oh my gosh, dude. Did I miss a game? I missed a game somewhere. That doesn't add up. I put 16 games. There should be 17. Can't remember which one I missed, but I do apologize. But it looks like I'm really high on the Eagles, or not the Eagles, but the boys. So Jesus, yeah, I think a lot of these games are going to win. Holy crap! All right, so let's end it with the Giants here, or the Giants and then Eagles. So Giants, let's see. Easily, these guys are going to lose a lot of these games. I think, or win. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Tennessee Titans travel to, or they go to Tennessee. I think they win. Let's go win, loss. So 2-1, and they go to Chicago 3-1. So and then Green Bay. Ooh, a London game. Uh, 3-2. 3-3 against the Ravens, and then Jaguars 4-3. Seattle 5-3. Bye week. Texans 6-3. They lose to the Lions, so 6-4. Then they go to the Cowboys, 6-5. Washington Commanders, I think they take it, so it'll be 6-6. Eagles, I think they'll beat them, 6-7. Washington, I think they sweep them, so 6-8. I don't think they beat the Vikings, so 6-9. Oh gosh, they are not winning here. They're going 6-10, 6-11. Oh wow. Did I miss another game? Can I not do math today? 6-11, right? Or 6-10, 6-11. Cannot do math today. 6 wins. I see 6 wins. That's insane. I don't think the Giants are gonna. So far, the damn boys are gonna win this, in my opinion. All right, so here we go. Eagles. Lions loss. Vikings win. Commanders win. So 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. Bye week. Steelers 4-3, 5-3, 5-4 with the Commanders, 5-5 with the Colts, 5-6, 6-6 Giants, 7-6 the Bears, 8-6 Cowboys, 8-7 Saints, 8-8, and then I think they sweep the Giants. So let's go with another one there for 9-8, right? Is that what I said? Something like that. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. 9-8. Interesting. And I probably did contradict myself when I was talking about the other teams. I can't even remember. But we'll see how this plays out. Anyways, that's it for the morning spike. My name is Martin. Look, we will be here Tuesday or Monday tomorrow. We're going to talk about Spoiler Kings, whatever the Tank and Brian's going to do. And then Tuesday we'll talk about the Bears here on the Nerd Huddle. I won't be there, but the other guys will be. And then Tuesday or Wednesday I'll talk about the rookies coming in Dynasty Pylon. But we're gonna do an episode every day, so I wouldn't be worried about that. So you'll get your football content through Dynasty Pylon for sure this week. At least almost an hour each day. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Appreciate for stopping by. Again, just saying hello and saying what's up. So, anyways, that is what we'll do it, and I will end it there. Um, Again, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And football is not that far away, so hopefully we start getting our drafts here pretty soon. So, all right, take care, guys.